At first glance, The Flintstones is a lighthearted, family-friendly sitcom set in the prehistoric past, showcasing the antics of Fred, Wilma, Barney, and Betty in their quaint little town of Bedrock. The show's genius lies in its juxtaposition of Stone Age life with modern conveniences, albeit hilariously recreated with prehistoric technology. But beneath the laughs and whimsical charm lies a darker, more unsettling theory. The Flintstones is actually a post-nuclear apocalypse story. The world of Bedrock is not a nostalgic portrayal of the past, but a dystopian vision of a future where humanity has clawed its way back from the brink of destruction. Let's start with the obvious: dinosaurs and humans coexisting. Any paleontologist would tell you this is impossible. Dinosaurs went extinct 65 million years before humans appeared. Yet in the Flintstones, humans and dinosaurs live side by side, with dinosaurs serving as pets, appliances, and even co-workers. Advanced genetic engineering. The Flintstones world exists after a catastrophic nuclear war has wiped out most of modern civilization. As survivors emerged from bunkers and ruins, they utilized remnants of pre-apocalypse biotechnology to bring dinosaurs back to life. Genetic engineering, once a cutting-edge scientific endeavor, became a practical necessity in the post-apocalypse. Dinosaurs were recreated not just to serve as a reminder of Earth's distant past, but as tools to rebuild society. Need a vacuum cleaner? Just engineer a tiny mammoth. Need a garbage disposal? Engineer a pelican with a taste for scraps. These animals aren't merely coincidental mutations, they're specifically designed to perform tasks that make life more convenient. Their very existence hints at a society where bioengineering was so advanced before the nuclear war that it could be repurposed in the ashes of civilization. In this world, the line between organic life and technology has been blurred beyond recognition. The city of Bedrock is a fascinating microcosm of post-apocalyptic ingenuity. Its architecture, while seemingly primitive, carries subtle markers of a world rebuilding itself. The houses, made of stone, appear rudimentary, but are likely repurposed ruins of a destroyed civilization. Stone was used because it was plentiful and resilient, outlasting the concrete and steel of the modern age. Even the vehicles of Bedrock are telling. Fred's famous foot-powered car may seem like a charming anachronism, but it's more likely a desperate workaround in a world without functioning fossil fuels or an industrial infrastructure. The lack of advanced technology like electricity or combustion engines isn't due to ignorance. It's because these systems were obliterated in the apocalypse, and the survivors lacked the resources to recreate them. Instead, they relied on ingenuity, and whatever scraps of knowledge survived the cataclysm. One of the most perplexing aspects of the Flintstones is its overtly modern cultural practices, particularly the celebration of Christmas. If the Flintstones truly existed in a prehistoric time before the birth of Christ, why would they celebrate Christmas? The answer lies in the theory's central premise. They're not prehistoric. They're survivors of a nuclear apocalypse, and they are Christians. After the collapse of civilization, religion and traditions like Christmas likely played a vital role in providing hope and a sense of continuity for the scattered survivors. Christianity, a cornerstone of Western culture, would have endured through oral tradition and fragmented scripture, preserved by those who sought solace in faith amidst the chaos. By the time of the Flintstones, Christmas had been re-established as a fundamental part of their culture, even if its origins had become mythologized or distorted. The depiction of Christmas in the show, complete with snow, decorated trees, and Santa Claus, suggests that these traditions were consciously maintained as humanity tried to rebuild. It's worth noting that Santa Claus himself, a symbol of generosity and kindness, might have served as a figure of hope during the darkest days after the apocalypse. Thus, the Flintstones' Christmas isn't a historical anomaly. It's a glimpse into how the remnants of modern culture were preserved and adapted in their new world. The modern conveniences in the Flintstones are another bizarre contradiction. Fred's Stone Age television, Wilma's washing machine, and even the record player made of a bird and a cactus raise questions. How could a society so primitive conceptualize and replicate devices from a future they shouldn't know about? The answer lies in the remnants of pre-apocalypse knowledge. While much of the technology of the old world was destroyed, enough information survived to inspire crude imitations. Survivors may have found schematics, fragments of books, or other documentation detailing how modern devices function. Unable to fully recreate them due to limited resources, they improvised using animals and basic materials to mimic the functionality of the original machines. Even the language of the Flintstones is anachronistic. Phrases like rock and roll and yabba-dabba-doo hint at a cultural continuity that would be impossible if this were truly the Stone Age. These linguistic quirks are relics of the pre-apocalyptic world, passed down through generations in a fractured but recognizable form. One of the strangest elements of the Flintstones is the character of the Great Gazoo, a green floating alien who appears in later episodes. Gazoo's presence raises several questions about the true nature of this world. Is he really an alien? Or is he a remnant of the advanced technology that once existed? Gazoo could be an artificial intelligence or a holographic projection from the pre-apocalypse era, rediscovered by the survivors. His advanced knowledge and disdain for the Flintstones' primitive ways align with the idea that he represents a vestige of humanity's technological peak. Alternatively, his alien origins might suggest that extraterrestrial forces intervened in Earth's recovery, either out of pity or curiosity, perhaps using the planet as a social experiment. The lush, vibrant environment of Bedrock seems inconsistent with a post-apocalyptic world, but it actually supports the theory. A nuclear apocalypse would have devastated the planet, but over centuries, nature would begin to recover. Plants would grow over ruins, and ecosystems would re-establish themselves. Dinosaurs, engineered for survival in this new world, would have thrived in the absence of modern human activity. The show's emphasis on mining and quarrying suggests that the resources of the old world were buried beneath layers of sediment and debris. Bedrock's economy revolves around these industries because the survivors are literally rebuilding their civilization from the ground up, both figuratively and literally. Viewed through the lens of a post-nuclear apocalypse, the Flintstones transforms from a simple cartoon into a fascinating allegory for resilience, adaptation, and the indomitable human spirit. The dinosaurs, the anachronistic technology, the celebration of Christmas, all these elements point to a society that has risen from the ashes of destruction, blending fragments of the past with the necessities of survival. While the show's creators may never have intended this darker interpretation, it offers a compelling explanation for the many oddities of Bedrock. Beneath the laughs and the whimsy lies a story of humanity's struggle to rebuild and rediscover itself after losing everything. So the next time you watch Fred slide down the tail of his Brontosaurus crane, remember, you're not just witnessing a gag, you're glimpsing the triumph of life after the end of the world. Yabba-Dabba-Doo indeed.